Today, friends and family gathering in honor of fallen Apache Junction officer Gabriel Facio. Today, a procession was held for him, followed by a funeral at Central Christian Church in Mesa. Facio was shot in the line of duty on June 2nd and then passed away at the hospital on June 8th. 12 News journalist Sean Rice joining us now live this afternoon with the latest details. Sean.
Yeah, Rachel, good afternoon to you. It was incredibly difficult to find a dry eye of anyone who sat inside the worship center today and this morning here at Central Christian Church in Mesa. This was all as Gabriel Facio's daughter and father and fellow law enforcement officers, the chief of police in Apache Junction, all took to the stage to speak about his impact as a law enforcement officer in Apache Junction. All of them describe him as a selfless and courageous law enforcement member who would run towards danger to protect the Apache Junction community. Let's take you to some video of what that procession looked like as it made its way here to Central Christian Church in Mesa. This was just before 9 a.m. this morning. Officer Facio's casket was blanketed in an American flag. He was rushed in here with other law enforcement officers who were on motorists, who were in marked patrol cars. Officers from all over the valley were here to show their support for Officer Facio's family. We heard emotional stories inside the worship center from his daughter, Anna, several of his fellow officers, and as I mentioned, Chief of Police Pooley. All of them described Gabriel's never say no type of attitude, someone who would bring burritos for his co-workers every week to show his love for them, and would never say no to picking up an extra shift or working overtime if that meant he was helping someone he cared about. Now, his daughter, she wrote a letter to her father. She read it aloud to every person who was in attendance. This is how that letter ended. Take a listen.
For now, rest easy and know you're a hero to all of us. And until I see you again, keep taking care of Mom, Misa, Cheeks, and me. I love you, Dad. And as for my fellow police officer family, the blue line, know that you will always be in our prayers, and never forget to hug your loved ones tightly because you don't know when you'll ever lose them.
It was extremely difficult to hear her talk about her father. And after the service, the uniformed law enforcement officers walked outside as Facio's casket was rolled outside. The officers stood saluting their fallen officer. The song Taps was played as his casket was loaded back into the hearse, and then that hearse left this parking lot, and that's when the service officially ended. Now, as much as this was a very somber day for the law enforcement community, not only in Apache Junction or here in Mesa, but all throughout the valley, one of his fellow officers did take to the stage and said Gabriel would want to be known and remembered by this phrase: what would Gabriel do? And that was always bringing laughter, love, and joy to every person he met. He shared some personal stories of some of those memories, and we'll share some of those coming up tonight on later editions of 12 News. We're live this afternoon in Mesa. Sean Rice, 12 News.